much do the performers that you work with influence how you write then? I mean, you speak about certain people you write for. I mean, do you think when you write for someone that you're really tailoring it to them, or are you also thinking of the other people who will play it?
I definitely think about them. But I think that other people will want to play the works once I've been sort of genuine in writing it for the specific person. Honesty is a very big thing for me in music, and everybody says that. It's like the biggest cliche in contemporary music, and composers always talk about honesty, and they mean completely different things. And I've had friends who were basically told, you're not honest with your music. I know that they are.
Of course they're being honest.
Of course they're being honest with their music. So to say honesty is big is kind of a ridiculous thing. It's like saying, rhythm is important to me or something. Of course it's important. But where I think about this especially is in terms of my relationship with the music that I'm writing always needs to be, I'm writing the thing that matters in this moment to me more than anything. Like, if I'm not engaged, if I'm thinking, well, I'm going to try to write a piece that will work in a context that is not actually this particular performance, I don't think that I'm being honest to myself about what really is going to most strongly motivate me for this particular musical experience. And I don't think it's going to yield the best musical experience. I think it's going to be, everything's going to work best when I'm thinking most, what am I going to want to hear when I'm sitting in that audience, or what am I going to want to be playing when I'm on stage performing? And then everything will flow from there. What happens, happens. I can't control whether a work becomes a repertoire work or something like that. I can only control whether I have a great experience with the piece as I'm experiencing it as a listener or as a performer at the time of its performance.
And I guess my final question would be, what do you like most about composing?
What I like most about composing?
A nice little feel-good question.
It's a strange thing to say, but the thing that I like most about composing is having the music that I've composed in the world. I mean, I'm somebody, I'll say it publicly, I'm somebody who listens to my own music, and it's necessary for me. So if I didn't compose the works, then I wouldn't have them to listen to. But I guess I'll add to that.
Like a legacy?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, for me, literally
just
to listen.
Able to hear.
Yeah, to be able to hear these things. I hope that doesn't sound as narcissistic as it's striking me right now. It's just that
no, I know what you mean.
I wouldn't do these things if they weren't important to me. Probably in the same way that you wouldn't play music if you didn't think that you had a particular way of playing that was important to you. So,
well, I imagine you hear these things in your head, and it's just nice to hear them when you're not having to generate them anymore. I would imagine.
Yeah, I'd like to distance myself from the process of composition and the experience of listening to the music that I've written. Not just for an audience, but for me. And if that's true for me, then I can say, I'm not writing for an audience. I'm writing for myself, but I'm writing for myself as the person who's going to be, in a bad mood and needing to listen to something that really makes sense to me. And so that's what motivates me to write music in the first place.
That's a really neat perspective.
Thanks.
Thank you, Judd.
Thanks, Hilary.